Hello, Dina. 22.30 personal best 200 meters. Personal best 11.02 100 meters. Fastest woman in Britain at the age of 19. Can you quite take in what's happened to you in the last 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, when you say it like that, it's a bit sounds a bit crazy, but no, to be fair, I haven't really taken it in. I think in my head I'm still running, just like running for fun, running to just try and obviously do better than I did last time, but now I guess it's got a bit faster, and whenever I run faster it becomes like a big deal. But no, I haven't, but I'm really still in a bit of shock really. I'm still, in my head, still doing my GCSEs, I guess, but I've got to kind of get used to it, but yeah, when you lay it out like that, it's a bit of a shock to hear it all just like that, but yeah, I'm really happy and happy to take it in.
Coupled with the fact that you also, I believe you're the youngest female Brit to win a medal at the World Championship.
Yeah, I was. I mean, 2013 that was another shock, because obviously I went into it just hoping to make the team, but I didn't relay team because there were so many talented girls out there. There was no guarantee that when I got out there I'd actually run. And then suddenly the relay coach said, oh, you're going to run first leg, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then suddenly we got into the final and I was like, oh, this is great. And then suddenly we got fourth and we were like, that's really good, we were really happy. And then we got promoted to bronze, and that was just one of those things that I was so grateful to be in the World Championships and be selected for it. Then to come away with a medal was just something that was crazy. Everybody was like, how is that Dina got a medal? Like, how is that even possible? And I still don't even know to this day, but I'm so grateful.
Let's rewind a little bit. How did you get into athletics?
Well, it's kind of a weird story. When I was in primary school, I used to go to Perry Hall Primary School, and my friend Charlotte, she's asked me to come and join the running club at school, and I remember being like, no, I'm not particularly keen on that, it's okay. I preferred like other stuff like arts and crafts and playing with my friends and stuff like that. I wasn't interested in the idea of running, but then she said, oh, if you come, I'll buy you some sweets. So I was like, okay. And then I went to the running club, and I actually really enjoyed it, but unbeknownst to me, by going to this running club, I kind of entered myself at the local primary school's cross country championships at Crystal Palace. So at first I was like, great, now I've got a big competition, this is going to be fun. But I did it, and I came fifth out of like 300 kids, and that was probably one of the first alerts that I got where I was like, oh, I can actually kind of run this thing. But I didn't really take it seriously. I just thought, oh, it's one off, I'm going to do it again. But obviously, small school, well, can you do it again the year after that. So I think I won it the year after that, and I enjoyed the first year after that. And then from that, I went to Blackheath and Bromley Athletics Club, because they kind of scout at those kind of events. So I went to the Youth Academy, and then I must have been still about 9, 10, and that's when you just go and meet those friends and just go and throw those events, having fun, just doing like long middle distance, you get to try everything, jumps, throws, sprints, distance, cross country. And yeah, I met loads of friends there, and then I met my coach now as well there, John Blackie, and I just kind of progressed from there. I just moved through the groups as I got older, and continued to work hard, and I kind of got very out of it. So.
Wow. What kind of influence has John Blackie had on you?
He's been such a huge influence, not just from an athlete's perspective, because obviously like me getting faster is down to John. Full stop, it is down to John, but obviously as a person as well, because I think you can see a lot in our training group, especially the ones that have grown up around John. We're all kind of cool, calm and collected. Nothing really gets to what I think bothers us. We're always like, oh wow, it's good. Like we can do it. It doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. We've still got to go out there and do our best. And I think that's really come from John being not only a good coach, but just a great man and a great mentor for all of us. Like it's something that we all look up to. We really think that his attitude's really good. It's not something that we can adopt. So it's probably influenced definitely me as a person as well as me as an athlete. Yeah.
Is it a great time to be a British sprinter? I mean, you've got Jodie Williams, you've got Bianca Williams, you've got Ashna Phillip, and you've got yourself. And there's some others which I've not mentioned.
There are loads. And it is a great time because obviously individual success is great, but if you haven't got people to share it with, or people to stay on, or even like a relay team that makes you go and do better, like as a collective, then I feel like that goes into it, so you can go forward with a really better, because you do need people going home, like home sorted where you want. Like I know that I can't afford to have a bad day. In racing, I can't have a bad day because simply they will come beat me. That's just how they are. They're very talented girls, and it's the same with them. If they have a bad day, then everybody else is just going to come and eat them up. there's no, even though we do get a lot, we're very competitive, and I think that's really good because it pushes us through training, it will push us throughout the season because you know if you want to be one of the best in Britain, you have to work hard and have to be really fast. And yeah, it's really, really good.
There was a time when it's fair to say, probably the Americans, when you were athletes here, especially the female ones, in terms of talent now, you say the British girls are on par with the American girls?
I think they've still got a bit of a way to go. I mean, I think an American ran like a 10.7 the other day, so that was a bit like, wow. But I think we've still got a way to go, but I think we are gradually bridging the gap. Yeah, I mean, there's often quite a lot of admiration for like the Americans and the Jamaicans and stuff like that, and quite rightly because you've got Olympic champions, girls running absolutely amazingly quickly throughout like their country's like entire history. But yeah, I think we're getting there. We've still got a long way to go, but we're getting there. And I think what's great is that you're starting to think that we can get there as well, and that mentality is really pushing us forward and making us do better with it.
I saw you in the race the other day with Alison Felix. You didn't seem phased at all. It's like you've been doing this, it's like you were born to do this. You were not even in awe of them, you nearly beat her.
Well, I don't know, I mean, I obviously do, like she's absolutely amazing. She's definitely one of my biggest heroes, but at the same time, I just got to get to that thought, like when I'm on the line, I'm there for a reason. I'm not just spinning the lane. Like when you're there, you're set up at the same time, you get the same line, and therefore you've got the same opportunity as she does. And I just didn't want to waste it because I don't think there's that many times I'm going to get to race such a world-class field. So I just thought, just go out there, just do your best. Doesn't matter how dead you are after the race, just go and put it all out there. And I did, and I was really, really happy with the outcome. So.
How do you manage to combine this with the studies? We all know that New State, apart from having an excellent athletic culture in that school, education part excellence is one of their mottos. How do you manage to combine your athletics with your studies? You're studying history at King's College. How do you fit everything into the schedule?
I think it did come from Easter really, because I've been doing quite a few sports, or I think we've all been, actually as students, we've all been doing other stuff as we came to the school. And aside from one of my friends, she's like grade 8 cello now, so she's really, really good at that. My other friend, she's played netball, like there's the England netballers and stuff like that, swimmers, divers, and obviously I did athletics. So throughout school, you've grown up with people in classes that we've all got something else out of school to do, like we all want to go home and do something. So we know that in class we have to listen because it's probably the only time when we've got time to be learning, and you've got to do your homework either when it's set or you've got to use your time very, very efficiently as we're coming towards the end. And yeah, I think that's really been instilled in me since Euston. I've carried that through to going to Queen's. I mean, I did get a bit of a shock when I started uni. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much work.
Different kettle of fish.
Completely different. And then if you fall behind in uni, nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to come.
What's your study pattern? Do you wake up at night to study, or do you just go to the library after school? Or
no,
give us a clue.
Well, say if I had a Monday, my first lecture's at 10, so I'll sleep late, slightly later than I did when I used to, but I go to central London, so yeah, lecture at 10 to 11, and then in between my lecture and seminar, which can be like 2 or 3, I got to do my work, so that might be essays, and I had like 19 essays in 20 weeks to do this year. It was crazy.
90 essays?
19, not 19. 19 essays, 20 weeks, that was
20 weeks. So basically you had to do an essay a week, more or less.
Completely different topics. It was, I mean, I got used to it, but it was quite a lot to get your head around at first. And then, so I'll do that, you work on that where you've got like 200 pages of reading to do for each university topic each day. So you either do that or work on the reading, and then you'll do the seminar obviously, but then I have to come home, eat, hopefully get a bit of sleep before I go training. Then I'll train from about 7 to 9. And then by the time I get home I have to eat, and then if I've got any extra work to do the next day I'll do that, and then I'll sleep. So those are my uni days, which are quite jam-packed and quite stressful. That's why, I mean, it took quite a bit of time for me to adjust to it at the beginning in September, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is just, it was quite exhausting. But with me managing my time better and getting more efficient, I was able to, I learned how to read quicker and read like in different ways. Before I was reading from depth, and then I learned how to read superficial, just picking up information, and I learned how to just gather ideas, plan essays quicker, and do stuff like that. And yeah, it got easier, it got more manageable, and I'm very happy that I made it through my first year. And yeah, but combining it is a challenge, but it's just one of those ones that I kind of have to do. I don't want to let either of them slip. Yeah, if I wasn't able to combine, I'd be really, really disappointed with myself. So I just have to go through with it.
I know I keep going on about it. But do you see yourself as a role model?
No.
some kids out there looking up to you?
I think I've heard that they do, but I still think it's a bit weird because I'm just me. I think it is quite odd because I'm just still me.
Yeah, you're a lady.
I'm just a child who still was clumsy everybody else, to both my own feet and all that silly stuff. But yeah, I do think it's really, really humbling that some people are actually like admirable. I'm just a bit like, wow, why me? Like I just try my hardest really. That's what I really do. I guess if that's what I want to take away, then that's great. I just try hard to live my ideas.
Pick one athlete. Which athlete did you look up to when you were young?
Christina Rogu. Always Christina. I remember watching her win in Beijing, and I remember she's an absolutely amazing athlete. And then I've had the pleasure of getting to know her towards close to the World Championships 2013. And that was a bit starstruck for me because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to know one of my idols. When I was on the team with her, I was like, oh, eating lunch with Christina Rogu, this is so cool. But and then obviously she's a lovely lady. I know that she makes the effort to go around to every single school in Newham after the Olympics, which she is still doing, which I think is absolutely amazing. And then watching her win by like hundreds of a second in this school, yeah, it was just absolutely awesome. She's genuinely one of I think she is the greatest that we've had in this country. She just knows how to produce the results that it needs to win championships. Really, she's a proper definition of a championship performer. She can handle pressure. She knows exactly what everybody's feeling, and she knows exactly what she has to do to win. And yeah, she left it really, really late in Moscow, but I think that was just even better.
But she always comes late.
She always comes late, but she left it super late. Everybody was sitting on the chair like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then the period of time when they crossed the line, obviously you're waiting for the photo finish process, it was like the longest 10 minutes in between time. We were just sitting there like, please say Christine won, and she did. And that was one of those moments where you're just genuinely happy. You know that you're just witnessing like one of the most amazing athlete or British athletes I've ever had. And yeah, she's definitely one of them.
Are those the kind of things that inspire you?
Definitely. I think it's definitely her work ethic, because you know Christine works incredibly hard. She's very, very hard, but probably one of the hardest workers that out there right now. And she's just such a lovely lady that she's so humble, and she hasn't been taken like caught up in like this superstar status that she obviously has, but she just doesn't play up to, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I mean, she's so down to earth and such a lovely person.
You were in the Olympic Stadium in 2012. Share with us, what was it like being in there? And what did you take away from those games?
It was a privilege to be in there really, because I was in there for Super Saturday. So, I mean, we didn't know it was Super Saturday at first. When we saw our duty sheet and we saw that day, I mean, we knew that Greg, Mum and Jess were competing, but we were like, what fun, we didn't get Usain Bolt. We were like, we didn't get to see Usain, but then we found out that we saw something that was 10 times better, probably one of the best British sporting nights in our country's history, and that was just absolutely amazing. The atmosphere was just something that you can't really describe with words. I know this might sound really like cliche, but you really can't describe it. I mean, everybody was just genuinely so happy. It was like euphoric. Everybody was just cheering and screaming. It was like a good half an hour of just great British success, and it was just absolutely amazing to be there. And it really did inspire me, because seeing the whole crowd just get behind athletes that I think most of them obviously would have known that they would lead up to the Olympics, but they wouldn't have been. I mean, you've got avid athletes who know exactly how they are. They know that great practice with you've got those people in the general public who maybe just want to see the track, and then suddenly they got something taken away by great athletes. And I thought that was great, just engaging those people across the country, maybe not even in the city but at home as well, and they just inspired loads of people, and that really, really felt really good, and I was really, really happy to be there.
We've got the World Championships coming up in Beijing. What are your hopes and aspirations? What do you hope to achieve?
Well, firstly, I've got to kind of make this team. I know that might sound like overwhelming, but it's a child this weekend, and making this team, especially with the talent that's in the country right now, is like it is a task. It's a very big task. I mean, American trials last week, I think like Olympic champions didn't make the team. I know it was like, how does that but that's just how it is sometimes.
Do you think their method is the toughest in the world? Because they just go for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
There's no discretionary pick like we have here in Britain, whereby, I mean, because let's face it, You've run 11.02, you're the British record holder. God forbid, if for some reason you can't compete this weekend, there is a possibility that they'll keep a discretionary place for you because you've actually ran the time. And that is a qualifying time.
Yeah, it is. The thing is, the American system is tough, but at the same time, I feel like it's appropriate for them because they've got so many girls that are sub-11.02. They've got the depth. I mean, if somebody's not performing on the day, there's really no need to have it, you know what I mean? You've got 5 to 6 other girls who are hurdles, you've got 8 other girls who'd be like a perfectly good fit for that place.
You've got someone like Sonia Richards-Ross who's not even negative in 400 meters. And yes, she was Olympic champion.
That did break my heart, but probably because we know Sonia's story, so that did break my heart. But at the same time, they're still taking 3 amazing athletes, and that's really what you've got. That's really what the American system is. Like, if something misses out, it's kind of okay, especially if the sprint is kind of okay because you know they've got the depth of a really strong team anyway. But coming back to our world champs and our trials, I've got to make the team, and that is definitely a tough part. I've got to do well in trials, but leading from that.
Has there ever been a time where there's so many girls? I mean like talent, it's unbelievable.
I actually don't think so.
I mean, anyone of 6 could make the team.
Definitely, and it would be perfectly good. You wouldn't be like, oh, she made a team one, and you'd be like, oh, this is a really good athlete. She can represent our country really well. She can do it to the best of our ability. We've got all the doings in her. That's what I think is so special that anyone would have our faith.
The good thing about all of you is, from what I've seen, you all seem to support each other. You're very competitive, all of you, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
when you need to go in the zone, you go in the zone. But after that, you all do mocking as a team, and especially when it comes to the relays, as we've seen.
You definitely have to, because when you're faced with a situation where, yes, you've got individual success, which would be great, but you can also do so much better as a relay team, or you can do it as well as a relay team. You kind of have to work together. I mean, when you've got such a good opportunity, it would be so foolish to waste it with silly like competitive rivalries and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you've got to remember that these people right now, these people are kind of like the only people that go through the same thing as us. So if you need to talk to somebody about it, we'll talk to them, because you're like, oh, if the media's getting too much, if you're getting a bit stressed with races, if you're getting niggles and stuff like that, the people that go through that stress and that pressure with you are the people that you compete against. So they're actually really good people to talk to, and really good people to have as friends, because they kind of understand you. It's kind of like a better piano. Don't get me wrong, we are competitive when you need to be, but I think it's also the ability to kind of set that aside, which makes us, or hopefully bodes well for our relay success.
How do you deal with the media?
Me? I don't know. I've always been kind of like a chatty child, so I just like talking. I'm pretty cool with it, really. I just kind of, if you kind of perform well, and if you kind of do well, and then how people regard your performance, you're going to get attention, and that just kind of comes with the territory. I mean, I'm kind of grateful that I'm not a footballer, I'm not scrutinised like they are, but yeah, at the same time,
you can still walk down the high street without worrying.
Definitely. I wouldn't like that, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be under. I wouldn't like that, but yeah, the media attention, it's not.
Let's talk about a lady in your life, your mum.
Yeah.
What role does your mum play?
Well, both my parents played like a huge role in my life. I mean, my mum and dad have both been there since the beginning. They both had absolute faith. They both been at the school where if you want something, you've got to work hard enough to get it. It wasn't going to be handed to you on a plate. You're not just going to rock up one day and be super duper quick and running really good times. You do have to work for it. And I think that's what I'm really grateful for. That my parents have instilled in me. Like, you've got to work hard. That's that work ethic that they really instilled in me. And my mum and dad are great. Like, they put up with me. And my mum like can't see from here, there, and everywhere. She like travels around to see me. I remember they came all the way out. I was competing in Oregon last year. They came all the way out to Oregon to watch me. When I was in Zurich, my mum came all the way out there, and my mum came all the way out. And they go so far to watch me run. I'm just so grateful. It's just the support that really makes it special. I remember I was in Hengelo, a few weeks ago. I was in Hengelo doing 11:02, and they came all the way out to watch. And I was just so happy that I managed to put together a good performance while they were there. It means so much for me to be able to perform. Okay, maybe I wasn't that happy with the race, but with them
Outside of athletics, do you have any interest in any other sports?
Not that I physically do, not that I like do. I've educated quite a lot of my time. I follow tennis. I like Wimbledon. I'm watching Wimbledon right now.
Any favourite player?
Well, I like obviously Serena Williams. I mean, she's just an absolute queen. She's just done so much. You know those people that, again, she's kind of like Christine to me, where you've seen that she's worked hard alongside her sister as well. They both worked really hard, but Serena just stands out. She is one of the greatest. I just think that's absolutely admirable. But also away from that, we've got the football World Cup, Women's World Cup. We've got semi-final tonight, so yeah, I'm really excited for that. Obviously, I saw the last game, and to be the host is it's really difficult because they're like, it's not only the host, but I think female football over like that kind of side of the world, so America, Canada, stuff like that, is so huge. And it is like in Canada they do take it really seriously, so to go into such a hostile environment and such a hostile crowd and to put up such a good performance was just really cool. So I just can't wait to see what they're going to do in the semi tonight.
The moments before your race, before they call you, what are you like? You just sit there or listen to music, or what do you do?
I just sit there and wait for the race really. I mean, when you come to the last moments before the race, I mean, some people would not like to panic or try and follow through everything you do. They kind of get really nervous, but I always just try to remain calm and relaxed because the work, what you're seeing now in the summer with every single athlete is the product of work that they're putting in November, in December, in January.
The cold days when people don't want to go anywhere.
When it's snowing and you're just like, I do not want to go outside. You're there in Bromley. In the track, in Bromley, working hard. So by the time you get to the summer, I think we all think, I mean, there are stuff you don't want to mess up in the day, but in terms of running faster and putting all the effort, you've already done that months ago. Like it's already been done. You just got to produce it on the day. That's really what you've got to do. So in the core, I'm kind of relaxed because I know that I've had a good winter. I know that I worked to the best of my ability. I worked really hard. I put my absolute all in back then in November and December, and I just think that I've just got to go and perform and kind of show everything. All those things that I will come through in the race.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.